The Portland Trail Blazers are making it clear the path they're going for right now, and after making multiple trades, I believe Damian Lillard could be next. Throughout Dame's career, he has been very vocal on saying he wants to stay with the Blazers, but after blowing up the entire team, we're not sure right now if Dame is truly happy with his new surrounding. The biggest report we got so far is that the Blazers plan to reshape roster around Damian Lillard. And when talking about this past offseason, Damian Lillard said this: "I want to see our roster improve. I have faith that will happen." But if I'm going to be honest, within the last few days, the moves the Blazers have made have been very questionable. And NBA fans everywhere are criticizing the Blazers that all the moves they've made were terrible. Adrian Woj says this: "The Blazers plan to pursue high-end talent now and won't embark on a move full-scale teardown that involves moving Lillard." So when we read this report, we thought the Blazers were going to trade away McCollum and get another star player in return, potentially Ben Simmons, potentially a player like Russell Westbrook. But after the trades the Blazers have made, I don't think any of them are high-end. The first trade the Blazers made was giving away Norman Powell and Robert Covington and getting Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, and a 2025 second-round pick via the Pistons to Portland. When this first trade happened, everybody was like, why would they do this? During that time, some people could easily question and of course had the benefit of the doubt that the reason why they did it was to save some money going into this offseason, or if anything was planning on another blockbuster move to bring Damian some high-end talent. But when talking about what happened next, the Blazers did this: they traded away CJ McCollum, and the return they got, I don't believe it was good. The Pelicans sent the Blazers Josh Hart, Thomas Satoransky, Nickeil Alexander, and Didi Louzada, and a first-round pick for CJ McCollum, Tony Snell, and Larry Nance Jr. The Blazers traded away all of their rotational players: CJ McCollum, Norman Powell, Robert Covington, even Larry Nance Jr., Tony Snell, for players that aren't high-end, in my opinion. So after making these two blockbuster trades, the Blazers are making a statement, and Dame has a lot to think about now. I want you guys to look at this picture. This is a picture of his teammates picking him up. But guess what? Everybody on this picture just got traded, and it's just Dame. And the fact that right now Dame is alone on Portland and they're struggling as a team and the moves they've made hasn't gotten them any better, I wouldn't be surprised if Damian Lillard shocks the world with a huge announcement. Dame said this after the CJ McCollum trade. We've talked about it over the years, like this being a possibility. We both knew that this point would be coming. But that don't make it no easier to deal with. I think that's where I'm now. Me and him literally talked about it happening, the possibility of it, and it was likely and stuff like that. And I still woke up this morning like, sad. It's actually done. When I'm seeing CJ to the Pelicans and stuff like that, it's like, damn, ain't no coming back from this. This is it. You can tell by this report, Damian Lillard knew a trade was coming, but at the same time, it's kind of sad that CJ McCollum is gone. So maybe it's time for Damian Lillard to leave Portland to go to a championship squad, to go where he can really win. Because right now with his new surrounding, I 100% know he's not going to get any better from where they are right now. So overall, the Blazers traded away CJ McCollum, Norman Powell, Robert Covington, Larry Nance Jr., Tony Snell, and got in return Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, Josh Hart, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Thomas Satoransky. When you look at this picture right here, the comparison, it's pretty obvious that the left side of the screen is a whole lot better than the right. Which simply goes to the topic of my video. I believe now the Blazers are forcing Damian Lillard to request a trade, even though he doesn't want to. Dame right now is 31 years old, he's still in his prime, but if there's one thing I know about Dame, he loves to win and he wants to win. And that's why I do believe after these moves, I would not be surprised if Damian Lillard ultimately requests a trade. And of course, to simply put it out there, I want Damian Lillard to request a trade and go to LA. Right now, the Lakers and Damian Lillard are heavily being linked. And I believe if Damian Lillard were to join LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I believe this team would be a true championship contender. I genuinely believe it would be a good idea. On the Lakers' perspective, 100% they will love Damian Lillard, but the question is, would the Blazers want the assets that the Lakers could be offering for Damian Lillard? LeBron has been very vocal in the past on saying that he would love to trade for Damian Lillard and he would love to team up with Dame. And honestly, in this past offseason, the Lakers even came out and said that their first priority was going for Damian Lillard. But of course, with Dame saying he wants to be loyal and not wanting to leave, a deal couldn't get done and the Lakers ended up going for Russell Westbrook, which we know right now it's not working. So let's have some fun. Let's say Damian Lillard, after all of these trades the Blazers made, he's not happy. He doesn't believe the talent around him is quote-unquote high-end, and the Lakers get involved. Dame requests a trade to LA. What could a deal possibly look like? And I believe this deal is something that the Blazers might be interested in. It would be the Lakers offering up Russell Westbrook, Talon Horton-Tucker, Malik Monk has to be in this deal, and a 2027 first-round pick in exchange for Damian Lillard. I am going to say this, I know for sure a lot of you guys don't like the idea of the Lakers trading away Malik Monk. Malik Monk has stepped up this year, is playing better than Russell Westbrook, is playing better than THT. The Lakers believe that he's going to be a big part of their future. But in my personal opinion, if it's to trade away Monk to get Damian Lillard, Dame, a superstar, a bona fide top 2-point guard in the NBA behind Steph, I 100% would do it. Laker fans out there, would you agree with me on this one? You would trade Malik Monk, of course you don't want to, but to get Dame, I believe it's 100% worth it. Overall though, this trade would only happen is if Dame himself were to request a trade. So, it doesn't matter on Dame. Dame, are you ready to pull the plug, or are you willing to keep on staying with the Blazers? But if I'm gonna be honest, don't. I request that you demand a trade. But for any Blazer fan out there that wants some sort of hope, I will say this, that maybe the Blazers hold on to Dame till this offseason and then they test the open free agency. The idea right now is they could be saving money to potentially sign a player in free agency. Somebody like James Harden, maybe Zach LaVine, what was becoming available. But the whole idea in general is that they have to make Damian Lillard happy as soon as possible, because if Dame does not get happy this year's NBA trade deadline or in this upcoming offseason, it's almost a guarantee he's going to ask for a trade, because sooner or later, even though the most loyal NBA players have to understand that they can't waste their career, they can't waste their prime, and right now with Dame in his prime being valued in the NBA, he should go somewhere where of course he can stay there, resign there, and of course compete there at a high level. The Blazers this year are nowhere near competing, they're not even in the playoff picture, and that's why it depends on Dame. Dame, you have to decide what your future is. I believe if you stay in Portland, nothing changes. But if you leave, something could happen. So yes guys, this wraps up my video talking about the possibility of Damian Lillard being traded and why the Blazers right now are forcing him to. What's most important to me is I want to know your thoughts. Do you believe Dame would ever request a trade, or do you believe he's as loyal as it comes? Put your thoughts down in the comments below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!
I got angels flying.